My name is Savanna Wood, and I'm from Boone, North Carolina. I serve in college ministry at my church, Perkinsville Church, and I'm a part-time golf coach for the women's golf team at Appalachian State University. I chose Rustic and Main because my cousin, Cassie, is a craftswoman here, and I always followed Rustic and Main and saw how they did such a great job of telling stories through rings, and I really wanted to tell my story through a ring as well. So I wanted to get this custom band to honor the life of my dad, and he died of pancreatic cancer just this past June, and I wanted to orchestrate materials in this ring that reminded me of my relationship with him, but ultimately both of our relationships with Jesus. So there's 4 materials that I wanted to incorporate in this ring. The first being the last golf glove that he wore. We had a love for golf. He taught me how to play golf, and I played golf in college. We spent a lot of time just bonding together out on the golf course, so that really meant a lot to me in our relationship. I also incorporated his Bible into this ring. They took a piece of ribbon from his Bible and then pages of scripture from John 3:16, which was his favorite verse, that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever would believe in him would not perish but have everlasting life. And then a piece from Ephesians 2:8 and 9, which talks about that it's by grace that we've been saved through faith, that it's not of our own doing, it's a gift of God and not a result of works, that no man may boast. And so these scriptures meant so much to him, and that death is just a doorway to heaven. And so this ring is a reminder that this life isn't it, that this life is temporary, but eternity is coming. And lastly, I wanted to put gold flakes into this ring as a reminder that our suffering is never for nothing, that God doesn't waste an ounce of our pain, and he uses it for his glory and for our good. 1 Peter 1:7 just talks about how God refines our faith through trial, and that it will come out refined as gold. And so that's why I wanted to sprinkle that in this ring, that all of this wasn't for nothing. I would say that my favorite memory of my dad kind of sums up in the 26 years that I lived life with him, that he always made his love for me evident. He always told me that, Savannah, one day when I am long gone, I never want you to forget how much your dad loves you. And that is probably my greatest memory of my dad, because he really did a great job to show me that his love for me was just a glimpse and a shadow of God's love for me as a father. I really see that my dad lives on through my life. For 26 years, God used him to help mold and shape me into the woman that I am today, and specifically through just his passion and love for people and his passion and love for life. And it's my desire to live out Acts 20:24 of not accounting my life of value nor as precious to myself, but that I would fulfill the ministry and testify the gospel of the grace of God. And that just gives me so much passion for life and so much love and passion for people. And so I see my dad living on through that.
I was so honored to make this ring for you.
Love you. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's beautiful, Cass. Look. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Gosh, I don't know how you got all that tiny stuff in there with the gold flakes. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. Love it. Can I hug you again? I'm like, what do I do with the hey camera? I'm sorry, I was kidding. I was like, I don't have to hug you. Just hug you. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, and it fits.
Yeah, it does. My little rinky-dink tiny finger. I would definitely recommend people to do a custom ring at Rustic and Main because it is a beautiful way to tell stories. And all of humanity loves stories and storytelling. It's a beautiful way to share your story, what God has done in it, and how He doesn't waste anything. Our suffering is never for nothing, and all of our stories He uses for His glory. And so I definitely recommend you doing a ring here at Rustic and Main because it can tell your story.